South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. But he died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Independence Day 2025. We welcome you to the show. Happy 4th of July to you all as we begin the big holiday weekend here in Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show. We want to wish you a very happy holiday right up front. And what a holiday this is going to be. A great card coming up here, not only at Saratoga, but around the country today to celebrate our independence. That's for sure. And all I can say is happy holidays. Now, we want to remind everybody that we're not on the air on our radio station as of yet this morning. What happened was we had gale force winds coming through here again yesterday. We're in our monsoon season here. And you know the big winds with all the light poles and all the stuff that happened at the middle of the week. Well, we had another big storm that came through last night. And where the radio station is, the satellite signal went down. The signal went down to the tower that broadcast over the valley. And so right now they're working on it right now. But as of the moment, we're not on the radio station. So if you're out there watching us on YouTube and you have a friend or two that listens on the radio, contact them, let them know to get on YouTube, because we're on YouTube, but we're not on the radio station yet. We are, of course, we'll be trying to work on that throughout the day. And all of the other platforms, obviously, are there. So, without any further ado, I want to wish you a happy holiday for this 4th of July. And about 340,000 of our guests are already here, getting ready to go. And I want to welcome here in studio right now, John Lendo's with us, buddy. Happy holiday.
Happy 4th, Ralph. You're very festive. You look like you're ready to go.
I get to wear this shirt once a year on 4th of July. So, in any case, an interesting day of racing yesterday at Saratoga, I know. And all I could say is on the turf course, it was no passing. But on the dirt course, it was kind of a slug going throughout the stretch.
It was a real laboring main track yesterday. The stakes race earlier in the card with Echo Sound, she was really good skipping over that. But those mile and eighth dirt races inside the eighth pole, they were just staggering home. It looked like, bad $4,000 claimers.
Yeah.
I just think it was a really laboring racetrack, and you better be fit running over that track at Saratoga.
No question about it. Today on the 4th of July, we got 6 racetracks and 15 stakes races across the menu for today. Of course, Los Alamitos gets into its last 3 days of racing with this 4th of July holiday card. We have with us, along with us here in studio with John Lendo, we have Jonathan Hardoon standing by, Rich Ingleby along with us, Bob Mazursky from Los Alamitos to check in Southern California. And we do have Jerry J's Power Page play for Saratoga. He sent me an email yesterday. He was in transit coming back from his vacation to Las Vegas. He will not have a Power Page for Los Alamitos today. He did do one for Saratoga before he had to leave to make his connections. And so that will be there. And we'll probably have Jerry back with us tomorrow on the Saturday show. But for today, we got Jerry's translated pick, so to speak, from me for Saratoga. And, of course, as I say, Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Ang, John Lendo, of course, Bob Mazursky, and Jerry J's Power Page play, along with the racing menu. But let's take a look now at just what happened yesterday on the first day of the 4-day 4th of July holiday weekend of racing called Belmont at Saratoga. In the first race, and Jonathan Hardoon and you both, John, mentioned the fact that Linda Rice claimed a lot of horses and was loading it up at Saratoga, and a lot of the horses that she claimed were dropping in class for her to get a multitude of wins. Well, right off the bat, that is exactly what happened in the first race at Saratoga. Flat on wins Kendrick Carmouche, $5 even. So the gamblers were figuring it out too.
Well, yeah, this has been her pattern in the last couple of years at Saratoga. She points to this meet, and she's not afraid to drop and win. And, you know, some barns are, but not her.
Nope. And she had several horses yesterday that fit that profile. And so we go in the third race was one of the two stakes races on the card, the Victory Ride. And in this race, Echo Sound wins for Rusty Arnold. Luis Saez aboard for his first win of the day, paying $5 even. This was the second consecutive Grade 3 win for this filly, this 3-year-old filly, Echo Sound. She outran Beauty Reigns and Indy Bay, who finished third.
She was really good yesterday, and of all the horses handling that track, it didn't bother her one bit. And I would think the test stakes has got to be on her radar later on at Saratoga.
It is. Yeah. They did say they're going to point it towards the test a little bit later on at Saratoga. The test is like the version of the Travers Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies. It's an important and impressive race to win for their resume.
Right. I think the 3-year-old male versus it used to be the King's Bishop. I don't know if they changed the name of it now. You know, they go through the 7 furlong sprint race for the 3-year-olds.
Yeah. Okay, and then next we had Linda Rice hitting again in the fourth race with Ragtime Sizzle. It's a horse that I interpreted and gave out on the show as a Jerry J play. Horse was bet down, paid $5 even to win, but Jerry did get credit for that win. Ragtime Sizzle in the fourth race there. Actually, the link-ups ran second and third. The dollar exacta paid $12.30, and the 50-cent trifecta paid $16.87. So Jerry's key horse and his key horse and star play on that race did win there. Linda Rice's second win in the first 4 races yesterday.
It's not going to be an unusual sight, Ralph. We're going to, like you say, all weekend she's got horses like this.
Yes, she does. And then we move to the sixth race, one of the 2-year-old maiden races on the card. This sixth race for 2-year-old maiden fillies was won by Iron Orchid. Iron Orchid, Joel Rosario aboard for Danny Gargan, paid $3.20. But if you saw how this filly won that race, boy, oh boy, they got to be excited about her. That was an impressive run yesterday. She just bottomed out the field.
She broke like a shot. She had 3 lengths before they knew what happened, and she just breezed. And if you watch the jock turn her for home, he kind of looked under his shoulder. There was no competition, so he started easing her at the 16th pole. She didn't break a sweat. She cost a lot of money in the April sale this year, the 2-year-old sale, because she's fast. And she's a New York bred, so she's got all kinds of options.
Well, she was worth the price certainly yesterday, and all I can say is Rosario became what they call in the business just the necessary package.
Well, he didn't mess it up either.
No, he didn't. He made the left turn when he had to. The seventh race, John, you came with a winner there. Chess Master Ricardo Santana aboard for Jorge Abreu, paying $7.40, and got a great ride.
He didn't have a great trip. He kind of got squeezed back early and ended up a little further back around the turn. And then he was rallying to win down the middle of the track, and the horse to the inside started lugging out and banged into him, and he had to kind of regain his momentum, but he won anyways. So,
but Santana kept to his business, and a lot of times the rider does make a difference in a race, especially when you start getting in trouble like that. And he did. I believe he made the difference. He kept persevering with this horse. Yeah. But in the middle of the stretch, I thought, uh-oh. And then after that, I thought, oh my, is there going to be an inquiry maybe? But there wasn't. And you get the win there at 7:40 on opening day at Saratoga. The second of the 2 stakes races yesterday was the Wild Applause at a mile on the inner turf course. The winner there, now remember, Chad Brown, there were only 6 horses, I believe, in the field. Chad Brown trained 3 of the 6, half of the field in this race. But he didn't win it. Trainer Mark Cassie and Jose Ortiz got together to go gate to wire with Classic Q, paying $5.30. It had to be one of the favorites in the race, Classic Q. Ortiz's second win of the day. Chad Brown finished second and third, but he didn't get the win.
Well, Jose Ortiz was intent on making the lead around the first turn on Classic Q. Then she kind of ran off. She opened up 4 or 5 down the backside, and the fractions were fast. I thought, well, she's got to come back.
Me too. I thought, okay,
Yeah.
then she'll just set the pace and fade.
She never did.
No.
She went all the way, and the time was fast, 1:32 and change, I think it was. And that was a legitimate win. I don't know if she really wants to go a mile and an eighth or further, but she's a pretty good miler.
No kidding. And I got to tell you, even track announcer Frank Marimati noted, he said, and she breaks away again in the middle of the stretch. You know, they were coming to her, and he said she got another gear, and she just went off and won the wild applause. And then later on, of course, in the 10th race, Quiet Confidence, Javier Castellano for James Ryerson, paying $17.80. Mr. Hardoon's horse finished second in that race, so he got another win there. But the 11th race winner, So Darn Pretty, for Brittany Russell and Louise Saez's second win, paid $27.40. The last two races, the 10th race, 5.5 furlongs on the turf, on the Mellon turf course. The 11th race, a mile and 16th on the inner turf course. But both turf courses, these horses went wire to wire. It looked like, speed was the key yesterday on the grass.
Yeah, I think everything but Chessmaster was wire to wire on the grass yesterday on both courses.
Yeah, it was, I guess that water helped out to get it real firm, whatever the case may be. Pick six paid $6,794.50. It was kind of it was an unusual day of racing at Saratoga, but yet that's Saratoga, and we got a big card yet to come today. And you know, this show obviously is mostly talking about horse racing, but we do not have our head in the sand when it comes to big news in the nation or the world. And yesterday they had that big bill that finally passed in Congress, and they said it had a little bit in the bill for everybody, no matter what you were doing. You know, no tips on, no taxes on tips. The senior citizens are getting a break, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But as far as it applies to horse racing, two things. One was a bad situation. The other is a good one. First, the good one. The good one is now you can get 100% business losses for horse owners on horses. It's 100%. And that's already in place, but now they extended that law. So that's good news for breeders and horse owners.
Right. As an owner, you can depreciate the value of your horse over time. And we've been able for the last few years to do it at 100% depreciation.
Yes.
That'll continue now, where they were going to start, it was going to cut back to a different percentage, but they're going to maintain that.
The bad news is for us players, the gamblers, now you can only deduct 90% instead of 100% of losses against wins when you're doing your taxes.
So let's say during the year you make $100,000 in gambling winnings. Well, if you could document $100,000
or more
in winning in losses, you could deduct that against that and even it out. Now, according to this big spending bill, you can only deduct 90%. So that you'd have to pay the tax on the other 10%.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that in bigger terms. If you're a serious player and through the year you bet $1 million, and let's say you take the million in losses, well, if you can only do that to 900,000, now you have to pay tax on that under $100,000.
That might take a little bit of starch out of the CAWs. We'll wait and see about that. However, the representatives from Kentucky, and they are big players in the government right now. They said that they have time to tweak this bill and maybe amend it so the gamblers won't be penalized with this new structure. And it doesn't start until next year for your when you file in 2027. So let's hope they do that for the gamblers. That's for sure. Otherwise, it's a happy holiday. So 4th of July, we welcome you to the show, and we wish you a very happy 4th of July, our Independence Day in America. And what we're independently going to do is take our first break, and when we come back, we'll get you your racing menu, and then off with Jonathan Hardoon and John Lindo. These guys together are going to take a look at all those stakes races at Saratoga today. So don't you do it. Don't go away. Don't forget, if you're coming to YouTube, and most of the people who are listening on the radio are going to have to get the YouTube. If you get the YouTube and you get to our site, remember, go to YouTube, South Point Studios, put in the search bar. You get to the South Point Studios page. You hit the race day icon. You get to our page, and then there'll be chatting going on the right-hand side. If you haven't subscribed, you do so. It's free of charge, and then you can start chatting away on this 4th. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this 4th of July holiday racing. And I got to tell you, the menu is long. But before we do that, I want to take a look at the weather here in Las Vegas. Now, you know, we were talking about we're in the monsoon season, so we got wind warnings. We got high wind warnings up for this afternoon and this evening, which may prevent the fireworks display tonight because they'll have a cutoff point for the wind if it's safe or not. If that happens, don't worry about it because we're at the beginning of the big weekend. They'll probably do it tomorrow night. It's still on schedule for tonight, but be forewarned that they might cancel the fireworks because of we're in the monsoon season. And John, when you got here yesterday, it was raining and windy, wasn't it?
It was absolutely pouring when I got here yesterday, Ralph. And I thought, well, what is this? And that's the hardest I've ever seen it rain when I'm in Las Vegas.
Yep. Thank goodness we don't have live racing here because the race book is always fast.
It was still fast and firm at the South Point.
That's right. It sure was. As far as the weather is concerned, here in Las Vegas, we're sitting at 82 degrees right now. We're going to get up to 103 today. And around the country, Phoenix, Arizona is going to match us at 103. Los Angeles, 84, and clear and good racing there. You got New York City is sunny and beautiful there, 85 degrees. Miami, 83 degrees. And Chicago is 91 with a little rain. As far as any of the precipitation is concerned, doesn't look like it's going to affect any of the racetracks on the menu, but we'll wait and see about that. Here's your racing menu for today. Remember, first post times are Pacific. We're in the Pacific time zone. These will be the first post times rolling out in the books here at the South Point. If you are in the Pacific time zone, no problem. If you're listening in another time zone on our platforms around the world, adjust to the Pacific time zone so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, here we go. We begin with Horseshoe Indianapolis. Horseshoe Indianapolis has 9 races, 8 thoroughbreds, and 1 quarter horse. The 2 of the thoroughbred races are stakes races. The Clarksville will be the 7th, and the William Garrett Handicap will be the 8th. And the last race will be, the 9th race will be a quarter horse stakes race at 350 yards. First post time, Horseshoe Indianapolis for their 9-race card is set at 9 a.m. Delaware Park has 8 races today. Their first post time is at 9:30 at Delaware Park. Presque Isle Downs has 8 races. Their stakes race is the $100,000 Carl Boyes Stakes. It's the 7th on the card. First post time at Presque Isle Downs for 8 races, 9:30. Then we got Belterra Park. Belterra Park has 8 races. Their first post time is at 9:35 at Belterra. Gulfstream Park has 9 races. Their feature race is the Carryback Stakes, the 7th race on the card at 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds. Gulfstream Park has their First post time set at 9:50 at Gulfstream Park. Ellis Park, second day of racing at Ellis Park. They opened the races yesterday at Ellis. First post time today is 9:50. Their one-day Pick 6 jackpot carryover is $9,341. Their feature race today is the Dade Park Dash. It's the 8th race on the card at 5.5 furlongs on the turf. 9 go to the post in that one. And you got a 9 races today at Ellis Park with a first post time of 9:50. Belmont at Saratoga continues with their 4th of July holiday stand. First post time is 10:10 at Saratoga today. And there are 11 races, 5 stakes races. We'll go over them in just a moment. Again, first post time is at 10:10 at Saratoga. Woodbine has 8 races north of the border, and Woodbine has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $55,868. Super High 5 carryover jackpot is $96,695. Woodbine's first post time for 8 races, 10:05. Monmouth Park from the shores of New Jersey has 8 races. Their first post time is 11 a.m. 11 a.m. at Monmouth Park. They got a nice Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $38,467. Again, Monmouth, first post time, 11 a.m. Canterbury Park has 7 races. First post time at Canterbury Park today is also at 11 a.m. Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds are getting into the final 3 days of the card. The 4th of July program starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon for 9 races at Los Alamitos. They have a carryover in the Pick 6 of $14,574. This is regular Pick 6. That left over, of course, from last Sunday. First post time for 9 races, 1 o'clock this afternoon for Los Al. Prairie Meadows has 10 races, 3/4 horse, 7 thoroughbreds, and 4 of the thoroughbreds are stakes races. They'll roll out like this. The Iowa Distaff will be the 5th. The Prairie Gold Lassie for 2-year-old fillies will be the 7th. The Sailor Bill will be the 8th. And the Iowa Sprint will be the 9th. First post time at Prairie Meadows for 10 races. Again, first 3 races are quarter horses, the last 7 thoroughbreds. First post time at Prairie Meadows with a Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $19,192. First post time, Prairie Meadows, 2 o'clock this afternoon. Louisiana Downs has 7 races. Their first post time at Louisiana Downs is set at 2:05 Louisiana Downs. Penn National goes at 2:45 at Penn National for 7 races today. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is at 3:30. And then Charlestown races. Charlestown has 8 races today with the first post time of 4 p.m. and a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $7,402. That's your 4th of July menu of racetracks around this big, beautiful country of ours. Now let's bring in Jonathan Hardoon. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Good morning, John. How you guys doing?
Well, John caught some of the bad weather we've had here in Las Vegas yesterday, but he'll be nice, ensconced, and doing well in the book here, where it's nice, fast, and firm and comfortable today.
Yeah, I heard you had Saratoga weather in Las Vegas. That's unusual, but you got it yesterday. So now you see what we live with here. So.
At least for an hour or so. Right after that, it was sunny again, which is like Saratoga.
Exactly. Today, by the way, it's a beautiful day here. It's in the low 80s. It's really no chance of rain, even if it's Saratoga.
Get out of here, really. You're going to go out on the limb and say no chance of rain today at Saratoga. Great, because we got a great card today at Saratoga, 5 stakes races. And, Jonathan, I want you and John to kind of go over them as we make it through the day. Now, the first of the 5 stakes races is going to come early. It's the Schuylerville for 2-year-old fillies at 6 furlongs. By the way, before we get started with today's look at the stakes races, anything happened yesterday that piqued your interest?
No, well, you and John touched on it. Linda Rice sent out $250,000 worth of claims in the first 5 races that she was willing to give away for $90,000. It's amazing. The horse in the first race that won, she claimed for $62,000, and she brought him back for $17,000, and not a single claim. That was shocking, but that's what happened. So she plays the game pretty good, and she doesn't mind jamming them, like John was saying. You know, she just wants to win races, and she's up against it here because of Chad Brown with all the horses he has, but she has cheaper horses, so she's going to have a lot of horses running. It's going to get interesting.
Well, I can just give you one word that why that horse wasn't claimed in the first race. Scared.
Well, that's what they have HISA for, though. So what's the worst thing that could have happened? They would have
I got
returned
it.
the horse.
I'm
and
just telling you that's the word. Nobody dropped it. They must have been scared. All right, let's get started.
Yeah, obviously.
And what about that 2-year-old that I was talking about?
That was an interesting situation. That race was for horses that were purchased for under $60,000. They have a race like that for horses that are purchased, but they added a new caveat. If you're a New York bred, you could run in those races. So they paid $500,000 for that horse, and he was running against the field where the rest of them combined didn't equal what he was purchased for. So.
I want to thank you so much for that clarification there, because what we saw may not be exactly the ability.
That's why you have to read the condition book. There are some sharp horsemen out there that will take advantage of these conditions. And you run a legit straight maiden, you still can't be claimed, and you're running against a watered down field.
Well, Danny Gargan did just that yesterday, that's for sure. All right, now the Schuylerville is the second race, 6 furlongs for 2-year-old fillies, a field of 6 in there. And to this time, there are no scratches in the Schuylerville.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, all right. I'll go.
Go ahead.
2023, this same race, Gary Contessa won with a first-time starter named Becky's Joker, 21-1 longest price on the board, looped the field out of nowhere. Gary will light the board up once or twice at Saratoga. He's got a first-time starter in this race named Bay Yalpan. And this is the 3-horse. The rest of the fillies, I don't think there's anything outstanding in here. They say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm going to use this first-timer just because he's done this before in this race. I'm going to spread the race in the rolling bets because I don't trust anybody. So if I don't trust him, take the longest shot.
Okay, and so you're going to take the 3-horse then?
Yeah, 3, Bay Yalpan.
All right. Jonathan?
Well, I like the 2-horse in here, King's Lover or King's, I don't know, whatever it is, King's Over. That horse ran very well first time out in Kentucky. I like the rider switch today to Pratt. The interesting thing about John's horse is that year, Contessa won the first stake of the meet and the last stake of the meet. Those were the only 2 races he won the whole meet was the opening day stake and closing day stake, also with 2-year-olds. So he obviously tries to squeeze them and get them ready, and he certainly knows how to put over a horse. But I like the 2-horse in there.
All right, that's number 2, King Solver, the 2 King Solver in that race. All right, then we move all the way to the 8th race for the second of the 5 stakes races, the Manila at a mile on the inner turf course for 3-year-olds. We got scratches in this race. Number 3, Fire Pit is out. Number 6, Uncantalizing is out. The 9, Golden Channel is out, and the 10, Straight Cash is out. So you got numbers 3, 6, 9, and 10 out of the race. With the 12 in it, now it's an 8-horse field. Jonathan?
Yeah, and Zulu Kingdom scratched last Friday night at Penn National. We spoke about it yesterday, Ralph. I guess he's opting for this spot. He's just better than these. I think he's going to win, and I would use the 5 Reagan's Wit and the 7 Revolutionary underneath an Exactas. 4 over 5 and 7.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty logical race. The price horse I liked was Uncatalyzed, who's scratched, and Zulu Kingdom's been beating up on the 3-year-olds, all year. He's a really nice turf horse. The only thing that worries me about it is the track profile. As good as Speed was yesterday, he's going to be coming from off of it. Reagan's Wit was scratched last weekend out of Churchill Downs for this race, and I think he's the logical one to beat.
All right, and maybe it could be a singleton in the pick 5, pick 4, and the pick 6. We'll wait and see. All right, the 9th race is the $750,000 Grade 1 Belmont Derby, mile and 1/8 on the Mellon Turf Course for 3-year-olds. As we indicated yesterday, Flying Mohawk, the 8-horse, is scratched in that race. 7 go. John, how do you see this?
The lack of speed in this race is a concern because most of the contenders come from off the pace. I'm going to go with Test Score. I just like this horse. He's a horse that kind of builds momentum throughout the race, and if he can just stay clear, he's not going to be on the lead, but he's got a big, long run in him, and that's what you're going to need in this race. The European horses, New Century, and the one coming over for the first time, Luther, they're both proven. They're good, solid horses, been racing against good company. But it's going to be a very tactical race, and you're going to need somebody who knows what they're doing. I think Manny Franco knows this horse Test Score, and I'm going to go there.
Okay, Jonathan?
I like a price horse in here. I like the number 1 horse, Tank, just for the reasons that John was talking about. There is no speed. I think this horse with Louis Saez breaking from the inside is going to find himself on the lead, and I think he has a shot to take him gate to wire. He's 12-1 on the morning line. That's a ridiculous price. This is an improving horse who's getting better with each start. I like number 1, Tank.
Tank, 12-1 on the morning line, and that is a pick of Jonathan Hardoon's. By the way, just giving a little bit out, Jerry Jackwitz has a star. This is a star horse on Jerry's sheet as well. So number 1, Tank. I guess you're looking for him to go gate to wire in the Belmont Derby. All right, we move to the 10th race, the $400,000 Grade 2 Suburban at 1.25 miles, the classic American distance on the main track for 4-year-olds and up. Scratch number 2, Disarmed. Number 2, Disarm, is out. That'll leave a field of 7. And Jonathan, how do you see this race?
I like Lockton here. Listen, no big deal. He's back at his best distance. I know people say he hasn't trained well, but he's not a flashy workhorse. In the past, he's shown that. But his race is 2 and 3 starts back, and the race 2 starts back at Santa Anita at 1.25 miles, buries this field, and I think he's sitting on that race today, and Jose Ortiz rides for Todd Pletcher.
Locked is the one to beat, but the field he beat at Santa Anita in the big cap was awful.
Yeah.
He had to win that race, and he came back and did not run particularly well last time. He's the horse to beat. I'm going to go with the other Pletcher, though, and that's number 7, Antiquarian, who's got tactical speed in a race that, again, should be run at a pretty slow clip early. I think he'll love the 1.25 miles. He had some subtle trouble last time at Churchill Downs. He kind of got shuffled back, turning for home, and he re-rallied again, even though he was on the lead to begin with. Mm-hmm. I just think with a clear trip out on the front end, I think he's going to be the right horse at the fair 4-1 is a fair price.
And, folks, a lot of times I keep telling you on the show that our handicappers have their own systems of handicapping and doing their own work. They don't share the work with each other. But yet sometimes, one or more of them will land on a horse, like I said, with Jerry's star horse with Tank and Jonathan Hardoon in the previous race. In this race, Jerry's star horse is John's pick in this race, Antiquarian. In that, just to give you a little bit high on that. All right, well, those are the 4 stakes races. We'll wrap it up with the Harvey Pack on the Mellon Turf course at 5.5 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up. The only scratch I have in this last race is number 12, Antonio of Venice. So the 12 is out of this race. Was a main track only horse anyhow. And so there'll be a field of 11, and I know by looking at my notes that both of these handicappers will have their Race Day Las Vegas plays in this race. So I'm going to ask John to go first.
Well, look, first of all, the Harvey Pack. If you're betting just on sentiments, how about a horse named Axthelm running in the Harvey Pack?
Yeah.
For the media journalists here, two famous names.
Wait a minute. For the older media journalists, because the young kids may not either know Axthelm or Harvey Pack, but we do, and we enjoyed their work.
Harvey Pack was terrific in New York, and Pete Axthelm did a lot of writing, including for Sports Illustrated. So that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. As far as my radio play, based on what I saw yesterday, again, speed is good on those grass courses right now. I like number 9, Bring the Band Home, who ought to be on or near the lead in a race that didn't have a ton of pace in here. And I think he can get brave if you just let him roll out of there, let him control what's going to happen. And I'll take my chances from the 8th pole if he's in front based on what I saw yesterday. 8-1 on the program is a very fair price. Number 9, Bring the Band Home for me in the Harvey Pack.
All right, the 9th race, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. He's got Javi Castellano trying to employ the same thing he did yesterday in a 5.5 furlong turf race. They got the job done. In the 11th race, you like the 9, Bring the Band Home. The 9, you hope he brings the win home. And
I want to cash an exacta, so I want to see who John likes.
Yeah, and by the way, that's why I say I got the Siraco play coming. You're up, Jonathan.
Well, I like the number 3 horse in here, Surveillance. This is an 8-year-old gelding who's just in unbelievable shape. Linda Rice took over the training, and this horse has done nothing but run terrific race after terrific race. This horse's best race last year was at Saratoga, sprinting on the grass, and he's doing better now than he was then. 10-1 on the morning line. Kendrick Carmouche rides. I think this horse is going to be closer today. They put blinkers on. I like number 3, Surveillance, to upset and win this year's Harvey Peck.
All right. This year's 11th race, you like the 3 Surveillance. So I got a 10-1 shot and an 8-1 shot in that, folks. Let's make this holiday great with the Siraco play of the box of 3993 exacta. All right, we've got their plays out of the way. When we come back, we have still Bob Mazursky yet to go, Rich Ang, and we'll get John Lindo's Los Alamitos play. But before we let Jonathan go, let's get Jonathan's Los Alamitos play.
All right, Ralph, let's look at the 8th race today, 6.5 furlongs. And I like the number 5 horse in here, Short Man. I liked this horse last week, and he ran very, very well in the feet. He comes back on just a 5-day turnaround or whatever it is. He ran June 21st. Today's July 4th. Anyway, he's cutting back in distance. I think this horse is going to get a good setup in here. I like number 5, Shortman, to win today's 8th race out at Los Alamitos.
Los Alamitos 8th race, number 5, Shortman. And number 5, Shortman, in the 8th race is Jonathan Hardoon's play there at Los Al. Jonathan, full sheets, where?
Yes, full sheets for Saratoga and for Los Al, and I even did Monmouth today. I had some requests for it. So you got Monmouth, Los Al, and Saratoga all up.
All right, Belmont at Saratoga, too. Yep. Okay, thanks a lot, my man. Great work, and you have a happy holiday, and, keep clear of all those
You
fireworks.
too. We'll chat tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Stay safe and be well.
All right, thanks a lot, Jonathan. All right, listen, we're coming back. We got Rich Ang. We got Bob Mazursky. I still need John Lindo's pick for Los Alamitos. And, of course, I got Jerry J's pick at Belmont at Saratoga when we return. He does not have a sheet today for Los Alamitos, but we'll get that one in as well. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Independence Day Race Day Las Vegas show. To wrap up Saratoga, we'll give you Jerry J's play right now. Go to the 4th race at Saratoga, Belmont at Saratoga. 4th race, play is going to be number 8, Durand. Number 8, Durand. 3-1 on the morning line with Manny Franco. The 8 is the key. The link-ups will be numbers 2, 5, 6, and 9. 2, 5, 6, and 9 are the link-ups. The 8 is the key. Don't forget to do the reverse there in the 4th race at Belmont at Saratoga. Now we're going to go to Rich Ang standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, John. Good morning, viewers. And the listeners, I guess, are not there right now.
No, they are not. I guess the satellite tower or something at the radio station went down. Was blown down. I mean, along with all those poles down on Tropicana Boulevard. It's amazing.
Yeah, those poles being knocked down were huge on social media. Everybody around the world was taking a look at those pictures.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It is amazing that the satellite at the station survived that wind the other day, but didn't survive the one last night. So we're hoping they can get it up. Maybe it's already up. Who knows? But we haven't been notified yet. All right. Any thoughts about any of the races at Saratoga before we get your Los Alamitos pick? And I know you have one at Saratoga.
Well, I tell you what, Ralph. The horse I've been following is Final Gambit, but the way the turf course played yesterday makes me worried a lot because he's a dead leg closer, literally from 15, 20 lanes back. And as you guys accurately described, it was speed, and more speed. So I may have to watch a few more races, and if I don't like it, I may have to pull back.
One wonders if the horse can have a little bit more early speed to him, because we know one thing for sure. Flavien Prat is a very, very good rider, intelligent. He's laid out the land. If he thinks the turf course is as it was yesterday, you would think that if this horse has any more of an early lick than he has shown in the past, that Flavien Prat is going to try to employ that.
Yeah, but you can't take the horse out of their game, though, either,
Yeah,
right? I mean, he might, because you can lay way back on the tapita at Turfway and get up.
Yeah.
He might have more tactical speed. I don't know.
We'll find out. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the last race yesterday, Ralph, Flavien Prat rode the favorite, who was a dead leg closer, and he broke the horse very sharp.
Yep.
Sat third because he understood what was going on.
Yep.
He still couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Right, ended up second.
Well, we'll put an asterisk next to Final Gambit on track conditions and the track bias as well on that race. But you do have a pick for us at Los Al.
Yeah, race number 8. We got a Siraco play for you, Ralph.
Okay.
I like number 8, Mio Bambino. This is a dead leg closer at Los Al. 6.5 furlongs. The extra distance helps. Coming off the grass, this horse should be dead fit. Kyle Frey rides. Closing from the outside, Kyle Frey on the 8, Mio Bambino in the 8th.
All right, another Siraco play on this holiday in the 8th race. You like the 8, Mio Bambino, the 8 in the 8th race. So, with Jonathan Ardoon coming in that race with the 5 horse, the Siraco play is the exacted box of 5885, but your play is the 8. And don't forget, you can get his full sheet for Los Alamitos today, Rich Eng's sheet at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And happy holiday.
Yeah,
happy 4th of July.
Yeah, you too. Happy 4th of July, and good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it, my man. Now we're going to go to Southern California, where Bob Mazursky is patiently standing by. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing today? Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th to you as well. And certainly, before we get to a thought about Los Alamitos, I want to thought about the passing of John Harris, which was a real great loss in the racing industry in California.
No doubt about it. I mean, and he's might be one of the first people you think of when you think about racing in California. He had such an impact in so many different ways as an owner, breeder. You know, he owned Harris Farms, and then he was an executive, of course. He's served as a chairman of the California Horse Racing Board, as a member of the Jockey Club, was on the TOC, the Thoroughbred Owners of California, the CTBA, very influential there. So, yeah, great loss. Did so many good things and had some very nice horses that he ran over the years, including, I think, his best horse, Soviet Problem, who, of course, was a very talented sprinter, won 15 out of 20 starts and was second against the boys. When they didn't have 2 sprints, they didn't have a separate sprint for fillies and mares. She just got beat by Cherokee Run in the 94 Breeders' Cup Sprint at Churchill Downs. So, yeah, great loss, great man, and it's been a tough week for racing. We lost a couple of giants in Wayne Lucas and John Harris.
No question about that. And for all the accomplishments and the good things he's done on the front side with his horses, he was really a guy that was always a champion for the little guy at the racetrack and always tried to help them, John.
Absolutely. And one horse that doesn't get mentioned because he didn't own the horse, but California Chrome was raised at Harris Farms. Yeah. So he got a real kick out of watching that horse in the Triple Crown and in Dubai, everywhere else, winning big races. And he took a lot of pride in that.
Famous silks in Southern California, the green and white of the Harris Farm, that's for sure. He will be missed by both those on the backside and those on the front side as well. All right, Bob, we're taking a look at today's races at Los Alamitos, and we'll take a pick from you if you want.
I'm going to go to the last race. I like number 8, Lena Lingard. I thought she ran pretty well first time out for Steve Miotti. His maidens tend to improve second time. The horse that beat her that day, My Catherine Rose, was actually winning a race for the second time. She had been disqualified at a previous maiden win due to she'd been disqualified out of the purse money for some sort of violation. So I think this horse, if she repeats that race or moves forward off, it can win. Number 8, Lena Lingard in race 9.
All right, 9th and final race, number 8, Lena Lingard. Bob Mazursky's played there. Bob, you will not be with us tomorrow because of a prior commitment, but we do have the big race tomorrow, of course, the Great Lady M. How do you see that race?
Well, it should be a great showdown between Sweet Azteca, who of course won the race last year in track record time, and then of course the very sharp Copion, who beat a very, very good field of fillies in the Derby City Distaff on the Kentucky Derby undercard. She dominated that race, and she deserves to be the favorite. It should be a good showdown. You know, Copion's never run here before. Sweet Azteca, of course, ran that monster race last year. Then we have 4 others in there. The race boils down to one of those 2.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate that. We want to wish you and everybody there at Los Alamitos a very happy 4th of July, our Independence Day. A good 9-race card today at Los Alamitos. And all I can say is if people think that nothing but favorites are winning at Los Al, well, they better look at some of the prices that the pick 4s and pick 5s have been happening there. That's for sure.
No doubt about it. We do have a pick 6 carryover today of more than $15,000. That's our 3rd carryover in 6 days. So I agree with you about the prices. We've had quite a few of them, including a $130 winner earlier in the meet. Yeah, it's a fun meet. That's for sure. And it'll continue today. Thanks a lot, Bob. We'll talk to you on Sunday. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care. All righty. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our final break. When we come back, I got still a play from John Linda for Los Alamitos, and we'll wrap up today's race day show. On this Independence Day 2025, we shall return.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, we're back on this 4th of July Race Day Las Vegas radio program. You know, there's some places that really, really treat horse players with a lot of respect, etc., and they love horse players, and that's what they do here in Las Vegas. When you're here in Las Vegas, if you don't go to the South Point or the Rampart, you're missing it. That's your first bad beat. But I got to say, in Southern California, the same thing applies to a lot of the racetracks, in around the country, and certainly Southern California. And the folks at Los Alamitos really appreciate the players.
I tell you, Ralph, I went up there last Saturday, played the handicapping contest, went to the Vessels room. Ruben, the maitre d', John, how you doing? He gave me the seats right in front of the TV so I could play the contest. Everybody there is just 100%. They're good guys. Again, another reason I root for them to do well. And their handle last Saturday was up over $1 million from that previous Saturday last year.
Well, so we try to help them here too.
I did my best. Yes.
Yeah, we try to help them here too. That's for sure. And I got to tell you, it's been a very a fun meet to gamble on.
It's been terrific.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a quick check of jockey trainer standings.
Well, closing week starts today. Your leading jockey right now, Kazushi Kimura. He's got 6 winners. Kyle Frey, Tiago Pereira right behind with 5, and then Diego Herrera has 4, so it's up for grabs. The trainers, Steve Knapp's the leading trainer. He's got 5 wins. Doug O'Neill and Tim Yachteen each have 3. So, again, if somebody gets hot this weekend, they could snatch that title.
And, of course, the favorites are doing right what they should be doing.
They're right at 33%. So, it was 52% after the first week.
Yep.
So it sure went back to the mean in a hurry.
We got some value last week.
Yes, we
did. Hey,
did.
let's do this. Let's get a play from you for Los Alamitos, reminding everybody that the Linda Report, along with its author, John Linda, will be here today at the South Point. But the Linda Report is here every day, free of charge, exclusively. The only place you can get in the gaming capital is here at the South Point Racebook, and it's free of charge, complimentary, because they love horse players here, and John Seed as well. John?
9th race today at Los Alamitos. I'll give you another Siraco
Ding,
play.
ding, ding. Woo!
Number 7, Divine Marina. I thought it finished pretty well in her debut. That was back on June the 20th opening weekend. Second-time starters for Craig Lewis. Very good with those, especially when he adds blinkers, and he does that today. Gets a little bit more. The 6 furlongs ought to be okay. I just think this horse is going to move forward. 9-2 on the morning line is a very fair price. Number 7, Divine Marina. Race number 9, Los Alamitos.
All right, you guys are going to, break side by side. The third Siraco play on the day comes in the 9th race. Bob came with the 8 horse. John likes the 7, Divine Marina. You know the deal. Box the 7-8-8-7 exacta box. That's the third Siraco play on the day. So this really becomes a holiday for the Siraco play. Hopefully, we'll have a happy holiday, that's for sure. But in any case, I want everybody out there to enjoy the day at the races, etc. Please be safe tonight with any of the fireworks that you have going on. Safe fireworks. And I got to tell you, there are so many places that have so much spectacular fireworks displays. You really don't have to go out and buy any for yourself and run the risk of having something happen. Just enjoy all of the great fireworks displays that are out there, certainly here in Las Vegas. With the fireworks on the Strip, hopefully Mother Nature and the wind will cooperate as well. I want to thank you so much, John, for being here.
That was great.
And let's do an encore tomorrow.
I can do that. I'll be here tomorrow morning.
All right. And in any case, happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July to you all. John, one more thing to say, buddy.
Have a great race day, everybody.
Happy holiday.